Welcome to Special Ed Answers, where we bring answers to your special education questions. This is Dawn Gibson, your special ed consultant. Today we're going to answer the second part from the last video. How can I make sure the IEP process works best for my child? Remember that the IEP process is really two things: the content of the IEP itself and the implementation of that IEP. I'm going to answer this by telling what I, as a consultant, would do to ensure the IEP itself is both accurate and appropriate for your child's needs, and then follow that up with some practical steps that you as the parent can take to ensure the IEP is implemented appropriately. When I am preparing for an IEP meeting, the steps I follow are something like this. Number 1, I have a meeting with you, the parents, to discuss your child's diagnosis and any specific challenges and strengths of your child. Number 2, I review the most current IEP and any pertinent documentation from the school, such as progress reports, evaluations, and even notes from the teachers. Number 3, I review any relevant documentation from doctors, psychologists, or therapists. Number 4, I then make notes about goals that I believe are going to be challenging and appropriate for your child for that school year, ensuring the goals are both relevant and measurable. Number 5. Then, according to your child's diagnosis, I consider and make note of any accommodations and/or modifications that would be necessary and appropriate in order to facilitate successful mastery of those goals. 6. At this point, I have a pretty good idea of what I want to see on your IEP, and I go into the IEP meeting with this specific vision of the IEP that will be best for your child. 7. As we go into the IEP meeting, we go in with a cooperative mindset, and I will often start off the meeting reminding everyone in the room that we all share the common vision of wanting to see your child succeed, and that everything we discuss in the meeting is toward that end. We want to avoid allowing the meeting to become adversarial, because if that is the case, then we are losing focus of the best interest of your child. This is where negotiation may involve reasonable compromise in order to maintain this focus. Number 8, the special education teacher will generally be the one leading the meeting, and he or she will ask for input for each part of the IEP. As appropriate, I will bring up the goals, accommodations, and modifications that I have already made note of. Sometimes they will see that I have notes and ask me directly for my opinion. Number 9, remember, there is a significant benefit of having everyone in the meeting focused on the same priority: the best interest of your child. This is critical in order for you as the parent to maintain a positive working relationship with the school throughout the year. Number 10, every IEP meeting in which I have acted as consultant, I have been able to make sure the IEP was appropriate and the parents were able to sign with confidence. Whether or not you have a consultant accompany you to the IEP meeting, there are specific things you need to do to ensure the IEP is implemented appropriately. Number 1, first and foremost, maintain good communication with the school and staff. Do not be afraid to ask questions about how your child is doing in class. Are there any issues? It is better to stay informed than to feel blindsided by something that might have been happening for a while. Remember, proactive is always better than reactive. Try to always be constructive when raising issues. Number 2, keep track of the due date of the IEP. Notice of meetings should be received well in advance, if at all possible, to try and set up a meeting time that will work for all those involved in the IEP meeting, preferably a week or so before the actual due date. This is the school's responsibility, but you as a parent can be proactive in making sure the meeting is scheduled. Number 3, whether you retain a special ed consultant or not, go to the meeting ready to advocate and negotiate. Keep an open mind and a positive attitude. It is a rare occasion when school staff are absolutely opposed to trying something new or what might be more appropriate. No one wants to get into an argument. Number 4, introductions should always be made at the beginning of the meeting. You should take note of everyone that has been invited to the IEP meeting and know the reason why he or she wasn't invited. Number 5, you should be given the paper that states your child's rights under IDEA. If you want anything explained about this is the time to ask. If you have met with me, I will have already reviewed IDEA with you, including your child's rights. Number 6, the school staff can bring a rough draft of what they think are appropriate goals, but this IEP draft is not set in stone. As a parent, you are invaluable to the team. You should come to the meeting with some of your own goals that you would like to see your child working on. If you are consulting with me, I will incorporate your goals in the notes that I bring to the meeting. The IEP is a team decision, and the parent is a critical part of that team. Number 7, remember, the goal of an individualized education plan, and really for special ed services as a whole, is to be an individualized and appropriate plan for your child. Your child is not and should not be compared to what other children are or are not doing in special ed. Only be concerned with your child. Don't compare. Your child has unique strengths and weaknesses, and the IEP should address these. Number 8, the IEP is a contract between you and the school. What is the school committing to, or legally bound to, provide for your child? How often and for how long? You should be able to ask for and receive data on your child's goals. Number 9, every time a report card goes home, you should receive a progress report on your child's goals. This is mandatory. You should be seeing ongoing progress. If you do not see progress, or grades or schoolwork do not seem to show improvement, then you need to call a meeting to change goals to a more appropriate level that will allow your child's success. All IEPs should be SMART, an acronym standing for specific, measurable, action words and appropriate, realistic and relevant, and time limited. Remember, the IEP is the plan or guideline for what your child should accomplish, and the value of that plan is only as good as the implementation of the IEP. Thank you for listening today. Tune in to Special Ed Answers next time, when we will bring answers to more of your special education questions. Email your questions to Dawn at dawngibson.consulting, or post questions in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and comment on this video. Everyone loves it when others show appreciation, myself included. This is Dawn Gibson, your special ed consultant. See you next time.